Your website is often the first impression potential customers have of your business, but so many business owners make crucial mistakes when building their websites, and these mistakes can cost them customers, leads, and even credibility. So today, we are breaking down the 5 mistakes people make when creating their website and how you can avoid them. Hey, lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Boltz. I'm an attorney and founder of Boltz Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Boltz, owner of Boltz Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the miss in biz.
Let's get biz done. I definitely do not hold myself out to be a website designer or web developer of any sort, but in the 7 years that I've had my business, my website has gone through at least 3 versions. And each time I learn a little bit and get a little bit better, improve the website a little bit more. And so today wanted to share some of those mistakes that I've learned over the years. And you, of course, have helped many people with their websites.
Yes. So a visually appealing website is really important. No one wants to land on a site that looks like it was built in 1998. But often I see business owners obsessing over fancy animations, trending fonts, or elaborate color schemes while completely ignoring usability.
Yes, and I've been guilty of that. My first 2 websites I had, all I cared about was how they looked. And that was because when I went to a website, the first impression meant a lot. And so I just really wanted to have a nice looking website. And over the course of time, though, people started to teach me that that's not the most important thing. Of course, you want it to look nice, but functionality is more important. So for example, it needs to load fast. If it takes more than 3 seconds to load, most people are going to leave. And there are different tools online that you can assess the speed of how fast a website is. So if you haven't checked that, you should check it. Next is it should be easy to navigate, because if people can't find what they need in a couple of clicks, they're also going to leave. And it's important to keep in mind that over 60% of web traffic comes from people on their phones. So you have to make sure that it's optimized for mobile devices.
In terms of websites taking a lot longer to load, a lot of that stems from using pre-made templates. So if you're using Wix or Squarespace, something that's not custom coded is going to take a lot longer to load than if you have something that's built correctly and coded. That's what's really going to help you and your website be as optimized as possible.
So if your site looks beautiful, but it doesn't work well, you're losing potential clients.
Absolutely. So here's the big question. What do you want people to do when they land on your site?
Well, that leads us to mistake number 2, is not clearly defining the customer journey. There are so many businesses with a homepage that's just a clutter of information and there's no clear direction. So ask yourself, what do you want people to do when they come to your site? Are you trying to get them to call you? Do you want them to fill out a form? Do you want them to buy something, sign up for an email list? You have to make that decision and make sure there's clear action, or else people aren't going to take action.
You have to have clear calls to action on every page, and often you need to have them in multiple places on those pages because you have to make the process as simple as possible for people. You also have to make sure that there's a simple and logical path that guides the visitor to their next step, and avoid any unnecessary distractions that pull them away from what you actually want them to do.
You might have heard of funnels. Everybody talks about funnels. And so think of your website like that, like a funnel. Every page should lead the visitors down the funnel toward your ultimate goal at the end. Having a standout speaker resume is so important to booking speaking engagements. If you're looking to increase your speaking engagements, but don't know where to start with your speaker resume and you'd like to see a couple of examples, we would be happy to share ours with you.
Go to missbiz.com/contact and in the subject line type speaker resumes and we'll send you your copy today. And the third mistake is ignoring SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. And this is really like your long-term game. I was just talking to a customer last night about this. They were asking, well, what's more important, Google Ads or SEO? And I told him, I said, your Google Ads, those are your quick wins. But your SEO, that is your organic long-term strategy, and if you just invest in that monthly to improve your ranking, you're going to spend a lot less annually in the long run than you would if you were just continuously running Google Ads in the competitive field that he was in. So SEO is a lot bigger. If you're building a website and you're not thinking about SEO, you're basically throwing up a digital billboard in the middle of the desert and no one will find it.
Yes, and I'm guilty of that too. The first couple websites I had, we didn't pay any attention to SEO. I didn't even really understand what SEO was. And to me, the easiest definition of what SEO means is just keywords. Everything on the internet is centered around words, and there's certain words that are searched more often than other words. And so SEO is looking at what are these keywords that people are searching often, and do I have these words incorporated into my website so that people can find me when they're searching those terms. But if your website's not SEO optimized, and it's intentional, you have to make it optimized. They don't just deliver you a website that is SEO optimized. And I've learned that lesson the hard way, having to redo websites because even though I thought I had a bunch of keywords on there, they weren't actually connecting to Google so that people could find it. So this is something to make sure when you are creating your website or revising your website that it's SEO optimized. And that's a question you need to ask your web developer because some of them include it and some of them do not. And if you don't ask the question, you may be spending a bunch of money on a website and it's not SEO optimized and then have to pay later to convert it.
Absolutely. Everything should be built around keywords, your website especially. You also want to make sure that you have clear headings and organized content that Google can understand. You want to optimize your images and page speed so that your site doesn't take forever to load. And you want to set up a Google business and backlinks to drive more traffic to your site.
So at the end of the day, a beautiful website means nothing if it's buried on page 12 of Google, and SEO is what helps you to get found.
In fact, statistics show that, I forget what the exact number is, it's like 80% of people don't go past the first page of Google when they're searching. So if you're not on that first page, more than likely, people are not going to find you. So that kind of leads to mistake number 4, which is not having a lead capture strategy. So most people who visit your site, they're not ready to buy right away. They need time. And if you don't have a way to stay in touch with them, you're going to be losing potential customers. Also, people want to do business with those that they know, like, and trust too. So if they're not seeing if you're a contractor and they're not seeing your before and after pictures, they have no idea what your quality is like. Or if you don't have an about me section, they don't know who you are. And especially if you're in that home services sector, being able to know who's coming into your home is extremely important.
Right. So the solution here to capturing their contact information is a lead capture or a lead magnet. So what that means is you offer something of value like a free guide or a discount or an email newsletter in exchange for their email address. And now you have a way to reach out to them, to add them to your email list and continue to pepper them with reminders that you are there to increase the chances that they come back and make a purchase or contact you. So having a clear and easy contact form is important, because if people have to hunt for your email to send you this information, then they're not going to follow through.
Yes. And following up with the leads through email marketing, retargeting ads, or even a personal phone call is something that you can do once you capture those leads. I really do think that offering them something free is a great incentive. You'll see a lot of businesses will offer like a discount on your first order if you subscribe to their email campaign, and that is all for that lead capture strategy. Also, there's a way to automate this to where if you have a subscribe link for the user to enter in their information, it can be automatically linked to whatever platform that you're using for your email campaigns. So like for the Miss Biz site, we have it set up to where if they hit that subscribe button, they're automatically getting added to our subscriber list on MailerLite.
And to come up with that right lead magnet, that free educational information you're giving away, think about the people who are coming to your site. What would be useful to them? So if I'm a painter and I'm putting on my hat of someone who's looking to hire a painter, who comes to your site looking for a painter, then perhaps you offer a lead magnet that's something like, here's the top colors of the season, or here's the most popular colors that have, or here's a list of celebrities and the colors they have in their house. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Give us your email address, we'll send you that free guide. Something like that people are it's going to spark their interest and think, yeah, I'd like to have that. I'm curious. I'm going to have to, once I choose a painter, I'm going to have to choose paint colors, and maybe I can use the same paint color as Beyonce. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody. But something like that would interest people, not something that's like, sign up for you can ask them to sign up for your newsletter, but that's going to probably get less response than something that's really interesting to them and targeted at what they would be looking for. Mm-hmm.
Finding guests for a podcast can be difficult sometimes, so Brooke and I wanted to let you guys know that we are available to appear on your podcast.
We also enjoy speaking at events, so if you have an event coming up, these jingles can go on the road.
Simply go to missbiz.com/contact and in the subject line, write podcast guest or event speaker, and we'll reach out to you to further coordinate. Sign up for free tips to where you're sending like a monthly campaign with tips and advice on things that they can use, or the discount is very effective, especially if you're just doing a 10% discount. That's not a lot of money. And if it's something where you are offering repeat services, then it would just be 10% the first payment, and then the rest is full price, and then you just gained, a longtime customer for a 10% discount.
So the fifth mistake that people make when creating their website is failing to keep it updated. So this is guilty. The first two websites I had, I never updated those things. I basically put it out there into internet space and never touched it again. Mostly because I didn't have someone maintaining the website on an ongoing basis, and I didn't know how to update it myself. So, but the thing is, you cannot set it and forget it, because Google doesn't like that. Google favors fresh content. So if you're not updating it, you're falling down lower and lower into the rankings, and people aren't going to find you.
You know who else doesn't update their website? The city of Sanford. I was looking up events to do for the weekend, and I looked all the way down in the bottom, because it'll usually say like the year it was updated, and it was like 2019. And I'm like, come on, downtown Sanford. Like, they had no events up. Like, everything was from like years prior. I'm like, how is the city of Sanford thriving right now?
You need to go offer them your service.
I am going to.
Does
but
anyone work for the city of Sanford out there?
I need a referral. I offer referral fees. Yeah, but outdated content, it really makes you look unprofessional. And it can really impact your ability to make sales, because I probably would have planned to do something in Sanford if they had their events listed. And I know they have stuff going on.
Right.
But I don't want to go down there, and then it's also bike week right now. So I don't want to go down there and then like run into a bunch of like biker fest on the street. Not that there's anything wrong with bikers. I love bikers, but just not what I'm looking for this weekend.
Yes, understood. So the easiest way to update your website, because when you're thinking about updating, maybe you're thinking, well, my phone number hasn't changed, my email's the same, so what am I supposed to update? And really what that looks like is blogs, putting up new blogs every week, ideally, and making sure those blogs are optimized for the SEO keywords as well. If you're just updating those blogs every week, that's going to suffice for Google to consider your content to be fresh.
Absolutely. Anytime that you update your pricing, if your pricing is something that's on your website, that needs to be updated. Also, if you have employees on there and your employees no longer work for you, you want to make sure that you're removing them. If you're offering a new service, you want to make sure that that's incorporated. So you just want to continuously be working on things. I like to update mine once a month, even if it's just minor things. But as things change, I am getting on it because I don't want to forget certain aspects.
And I update mine they kind of are similar to social media posts. It's like when I go to a speaking engagement, or I go to a networking event, or whatever I do where I would be taking a photo and writing a social media post about that, I turn that into a blog too, because people who come to my website can see my community engagement, community involvement, and it's just further refreshing the content and keeping people updated on the firm and what we're doing.
So your website, it's a living, breathing part of your business. You want to make sure that you keep it alive. So that involves, again, just a recap, functionality. That's important, way more important than just flashy designs. Your site needs a clear customer journey. SEO, that's essential if you want to be found. You need a strategy to capture leads, and your website needs to be updated and fresh.
Yes, but I'm still a fan of flashy websites, so don't discredit the value of having a well-designed and good-looking website. There are digital artists out there who are fantastic and can help you with that. And there's also, you want to make sure you have professional photos of yourself on your site, professional photos of your products on the site, before and afters, like Rachel mentioned, just really high quality photos as well that adds to the experience and the appearance of your website. So those are still really important, but these other things are just as, if not more important.
So I am your professional designer. If you need any help at all with updating your website or redesigning it, making sure that it's optimized, I would absolutely love to help you and your website.
So if you can avoid these 5 mistakes, your website will work for you instead of just collecting digital dust. So if you're listening to this and you're realizing, wow, I'm making some of these mistakes. Well, the good news is that all of these things can be fixed. And Rachel's business, Bolts Media, does these services and can help you.
Yeah. And if you found this helpful, make sure that you subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with a fellow business owner who might need a little website wisdom. And if you want us to do a free review of your website, we'd be happy to help you. You can reach us at Rachel, Rachel, at boltsmedia.com. We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltslegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltsmedia.com. Let's get biz done.